So hello and welcome back to Go Again Gaming and a little primer for The League That Means Nothing Season 3. I'm here with Ian on my left. How's it going, mate?
Not so bad. Really looking forward to this one. It's gone a long way since I did a couple of matches for you in the top 8 of League One.
Yeah.
And now here I am, like,
I know, right?
Main caster. And about to see the biggest league we've ever seen.
Yeah. Yeah, it's come a long way since, like, you know, you've probably heard this story before. I've told it quite a lot on the Living Legends podcast, but The League That Means Nothing really sort of saved this channel, Go Again Gaming. And because I was like, what can I do with my channel this year? And I was just like, I love CC. It's the best way to play the game. Absolutely love it. But with CC, it's the main constructed competitive format. And I was just like, I'm not the best player, but how can I televise CC with no sort of stakes, no sort of, you know, prizes attached to it? And I thought, well, let's do a league. Let's do a league that means absolutely nothing. And the first season attracted a few really, really good names that really sort of springboarded it to where it is now. So season 1, you can go and watch it back on Go Again Gaming. Included people like DM Armada, Florin Lockin, who was in contention to be. I was speaking to Fresh and Buds about this as well. Tommy, he's been on the docket for one of the greatest players ever, right? You know who Florin is.
He is, yeah, he's one of the best limited players in the world.
Yeah, and he wanted to play in a league that meant nothing. Season 1. So
yeah, and like you had Will Bradshaw from the Card Guys, you know, one of the biggest teams in the States.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Guy just loves playing some Flesh and Blood.
Yeah, absolutely. He was on Prism that season, fantastic guy. And speaking of the card guys as well, we've got the card guys in this league, representing a different player, a different hero. We'll get to that in a bit. But we've got the card guys coming back for this season as well, which is cool. But also returning to the league, we know some Spanish folks on here. Who else is returning for season 3?
Well, we have Carlos.
Yeah.
You know, Spain's favourite brute enjoyer.
Absolutely, yeah.
And the lovely Carlotta, the champion of League One. The ace in the hole.
Yeah. Yeah, so we're looking forward to having them back. And they're playing the same heroes as League One as well. So Carlotta is playing Azalea, and Carlos is playing... Carlos is playing Rhynar because he didn't have a great experience with Nu in season 2. Both of the Spaniards here did return for season 2 as well, but Carlos didn't have a great time on Nu, but mainly known for his Rhynar play. So it's nice to see them back.
So he's really settled in and decided to bring a very competitive top tier hero to this in playing Rhynar.
Oh god, yeah. But yeah, so we had some great players that really sort of springboarded it. We had Smithell, who runs a Commoner League, Goblin Reserve. Hank has also been in every season. And then Master Set Madness as well, another content creator that loves just opening product, playing Dory, and really, he did really well. Got to the top 4 Master Set Madness on Dory, and it had a really, really cool list. Yeah. Really enjoyed playing and watching those games.
Speaking of the Goblin Reserve, speaking of Hank, no one embodies really what the league is all about more than him.
No, exactly. Yeah.
That's a guy who's a very casual player and then came back for League 2, and he really made a great run of it.
Oh, God, yeah. He had a great run season 2.
But he talked about it being like, I've never felt games could be like this. You know, the competitive, down to the wire. Oh, my God, am I going to do this? Am I going to get there?
Yeah. Yeah,
and it's been really great to see.
Oh god, yeah, and he was playing an old school Viserai deck, right, at the time. What his version was called, Turtle Burst. I think he chewed your ear off a few times.
OTK. Yeah.
But yeah, Turtle Burst is what he was sort of describing it as, and rightly so. It was very, very cool deck to see build up. You can really do some big bursts of damage, but also defend really well as well. So that was really cool to see. And then Viserai evolved into more of an aggro deck with the release of Rosetta. So we saw Hank morph his deck from that into that towards the end. And that's something that's good about the League That Means Nothing. And obviously Season 3 will allow the Warrior, Ninja and Assassin players to do this as well. So everybody that's playing Warrior, Ninja and Assassin can add the hunted cards into their decks mid-season. It's a league that means nothing. It just means it's a league of experimentation and meta. Meta doesn't really mean much because you can just play whatever deck you want, but you can also change your list as well.
Not to mention any spicy cards we get from the expansion slot.
Absolutely, yeah. I'm looking forward to seeing what those are. Maybe it's going to be. Someone said in the Discord the other day that it's the Ranger slot's probably going to be another trap card, another trap Ranger card. We'll see. Yeah. But yeah, it's good.
Riptide's 16th specialization.
Exactly. Yeah. But yeah, it's come a long way. Season 2 as well, that's only just wrapped up, to be honest. I mean, all these seasons of League Means Nothing came in 2024. So, the League That Means Nothing Season 1 came at the very, very start of the year, then followed by Season 2. Season 2 had all members of the Living Legends podcast in it, so Bill and Kel played. We didn't do too
Who were they?
hot. We didn't do too well in the league, but that just speaks to our casual nature of it, rambling crap as always on the Living Legends podcast. But we also were joined by Roger Bodie. You enjoyed watching him play with some bolting action.
Roger Bodie of the Manorcast fame.
Yep.
Recently just top 8'd a Living Legend Battle Hardened.
That's right. What was he playing? Do you know?
Yeah. He was playing Starvo in Living Legend because he's a power gamer.
Yeah. Although that format's changed quite a lot, though, hasn't it? I mean, obviously, when we saw it back in Barcelona, it was all Starvo, but now it's a little bit more varied, which is nice. With Starstruck being actually allowed to be back in Bravo lists now because they're like, Bravo's not too bad.
I can't wait to see what that's like.
Yeah.
And then, of course, we had Jay, Zen State Fab, the Vincent.
Yeah, there was quite a few Vinsets that league. I think maybe two. I think there was two. Quite a lot of Shadow Heroes in that league. I remember playing 2 Vinsets and Levia in my run. I was playing a lot of Shadow Heroes in my run as Riptide. But we also had. Sorry, carry on. What was you going to say?
Yeah, we had Dead Summer Art.
Yeah, absolutely.
Bringing their Viceroy deck.
Yeah,
absolutely. A completely different take on the hero than what Hank was playing on the other side of the bracket.
Yeah, cash in Viceroy, if I remember correctly, running the Crown Dominion. Didn't quite work for them, but there we go. These things happen. That's the great thing about this league as well, is that you can bring any deck you want and not really feel bad because there's nothing at stake, which is why I love it. Because we'll talk about it in a minute, but the meta in this league is absolutely insane. Every single hero is represented. A little bit varied. But yeah, just going back on season 2, we had Ian from LSS playing, and we got Ian come back for this league as well, playing Jarl. So obviously Jarl is going to be a legal hero to play in this particular league as well. It's 3 Jarl players, but
popular hero.
Very, very popular hero this time. People just want to experiment with that. And we also had a load of your Irish friends join us in this league as well, season 2.
We did, for better or worse.
Yeah.
Again, as the league meant nothing, one of my friends did bring Phoenix Form Phi.
That's right.
With the intention of at least on camera once hitting all 3 modes on Phoenix Form.
And they did.
And then, yes. And then my long-suffering friend Jamie, who... played a number of his games at awkward times because he played some guy from the Philippines whose name quite escapes me at the minute.
Yeah.
But poor Jamie, it was the only time that your man could do it, and Jamie happened to be desperately hungover.
Yep, sounds about right. Love it.
Yeah.
It's going to be the story.
Very on brand for Go Again Gaming.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and we're all going to be a lot of us going to be going to London. So the people that are in our sort of circles as such, we're going to be having a great time in London as well. And you're going to Prague, aren't you, as well?
Prague is going to be a big deal. World premiere. Get my hands on the new set. Just bought into the calling as well because I am a turbo spike. At the end of the day, I want to do well. I want to play games and compete. And then London, obviously, I'm queued up for the Pro Tour.
Yep.
But there will obviously be a handful of drink. Drink may be taken. So anyone who's watching this, anyone who's on the league, anyone who's in London, if you see us about, make sure you check if we're going out that night.
Yeah.
Everyone's welcome to join us. Everyone come along. Strange things happen when you go out with the Irish contingent and Az.
That's right. You better believe it, team.
sometimes you get unexpected special guests in the pub.
Yeah, we'll see if we can repeat that next time. But yeah,
Oh, hell yeah.
hell yeah. But the league grows every single season. The first season we had 12 players, I think. Next was like 25, 26, and now we've got 54 players playing in this league. So it's doubled in size each time.
Not to mention, you had a player cap, you hit that player cap, and then you had more people come to you being like, no, come on, you got to let me in.
True. Exactly, yeah. So behind the curtain, there was a 50-player cap. We hit that cap, and then I was like, I posted some of the meta breakdowns, and people was like, who's missing from the hero list? And then we had people join that were specifically wanted to play that hero or change their hero to something else. So every graphic that I was releasing internally for the Discord to see was changing every day, basically, because people were like, we want to see the representation at large. We want to see all the spicy heroes and matchups. And with that growth as well, with each season and that representation comes some sponsorship as well, which you would have seen on this overlay. So let's hear from a little bunch of those now as well. The League That Means Nothing Season 3 is brought to you in part by Enter the Battlefield Gaming out of Ontario, Canada. They do all of our favourite games, including this one, Flesh and Blood. They do sealed, singles, and events. But they also do things like Magic, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Lorcana, One Piece, Sorcery, Warhammer, tabletop games, and all sorts of different supplies for your table. Make sure you go and check them out if you're local to Canada, or check out their website at enterthebattlefield.ca. Another sponsor for The League That Means Nothing Season 3 is Az here talking about Void Games out of Crewe in Cheshire. Tom, Big Boss Book Club on Twitter, does run this shop, and he's had some fantastic events so far. He's had Skirmish Season, of course, the ProQuest as well that we streamed on Go Again Gaming. So just a fantastic shop that's got a lot going for it, and in the future it's going to have a lot more events as well, hopefully going forward. So make sure you go and check them out when you can. Pop in the store. It's a great little shop. There might be some images or videos flashed up here for you, but thanks for Tom for sponsoring The League That Means Nothing Season 3 and being an advocate for just casually gaming in all forms of different systems and different tabletop games. So yeah, cheers Tom. The League That Means Nothing is brought to you in part by the Sigillit Games. Go and check them out on Etsy. This is one of the altars that you can come to expect from the Sigillit Games. Shiny foil treatment to the back of Flesh and Blood cards to really spice up your battlefield. Make sure you go and check them out when you can and use the code GAG4ALTS to get 10% off your order. Cheers, Toby. Cool. So speaking of the meta and diversity, experimentation, and pet decks in these non-competitive leagues, we've got the meta in front of us right now, so you'll be able to see on this video the breakdown of heroes for the League That Means Nothing. Ian, what do you think of this? This is insane, isn't it? The amount of heroes in this.
Well, if I was to put my competitive hat on,
yeah,
I would find this a nightmare because I wouldn't know how to tech for this sort of event. But from a viewer point of view, I'm about to see every hero in Wraith pro down.
Yep.
And it's going to be incredible.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got a few standouts there. Obviously, Jarl is quite hot at the moment, so we've got 3 people playing Jarl. Nu seems to be a hot topic as well. 3 people on Nu, 3 people on Vincent.
Vincent as well.
And then a few others.
Obviously, we're on Go Again Gaming, so Azalea is seeing some big representation.
Yep.
And then we have Zen and Viserai rounding out the only heroes with 3 representatives. Viserai being an old favorite. People love Viserai.
They're doing
and then a bunch of spikes want to play Zen, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I've heard through the grapevine and a couple of YouTube videos that Zen is pretty good. I don't know. I haven't watched any of this stuff or consumed any of this stuff, but Zen seems to be a hot topic at the moment out there. So we'll see.
Strong hero, very strong hero.
Yeah, exactly. But there's a couple of other spicy picks in there as well. Every single hero is represented, as you can see. We've got Max Nitro, Boltin, Arachne, which is going to be an interesting experience on a webcam because it means that the other player has to show the player the card that's on top without looking at it. So that'll be interesting to play. So fair play to TCG Talk and Nathan.
Halfway through this league, Arachne is going to change as well.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's a cool thing to note as well. So warriors, ninjas, and assassins are going to have new cards available when the hunted comes out, which means these players that are playing these heroes can upgrade their decks. There's got to be some support for original Arachne, although in this next set that's coming, the hunted, it's going to be a chaos assassin. So the chaos talent's going to be added to assassin's suite of cards that they can use, but still should be some generic
Very
support.
excited about that.
Yeah.
I am also looking at this because obviously, as you pointed out, Nathan Crawford is going to be playing Arachne.
Yep.
Nathan Crawford of the Card Guys, very famously, a Runeblade player. The man loves Briar.
Like you.
And here he is about. Don't know what you're talking about. But we have Nate decided, do you know what? There's not enough Arachnes in this league. I'm going to put my money where my mouth is. I'm going to show him how it's done.
Yeah.
And it'll be him and TCG Talk.
That's right.
Trying to show people the power of the original Arachne.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's quite cool as well. Like Arachne gives you that extra bit of information from your opponent's deck, which is always a little bit sort of psychologically damaging. On webcam, it's hard to pull off, but fair play to these players just wanting to represent every hero in Wraith, and the League That Means Nothing really coming through on that. And just going on to, as you were saying, Nathan Crawford of the Card Guys, some of the content creators and teams of this particular sort of swath of players is absolutely huge. We've got, as you can see in front of you now as well, the image is flashed up here. We've got loads of teams in here.
Yeah.
We've got
my team in here.
Yeah. What team is your team? Shout it out.
Trishock Gaming.
Trishock Gaming.
Let's go, Cusco. Eric, I expect big things from this, and I will not settle for any less.
What's Eric playing then?
Jarl.
Jarl. Yeah, fair play.
Yeah, he's being a miserable fucker.
Yeah, you can say that on here. It's fine.
Yeah, going out there trying to freeze some people out of the game. You know how it is.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I look forward to seeing that as well. We got Ian Kenderdine from LSS playing Jarl out of the box. So do you know if Eric's going to upgrade the deck, or is he just going to play it out of the box? Any idea?
I think Eric is going to be. They've been workshopping the deck list on the team Discord, so we should be seeing something pretty tuned coming into the league. That means nothing.
Sick. Sounds good. But yeah, we got a couple of other individuals in here. We were speaking about Dead Summer earlier. They're playing. Hank's playing again. Zen State's playing again. We got Lynette from the cosplay team. Well, both Lynette and Aga as well playing from the Shapeshifters of Wraith podcast. Who else we got?
The very well-known, well-loved Max Ferocity.
Yeah, very much so.
The mech.
The mech. But on this,
she is you find me someone who is a better representative of Dash. I'll wait.
Yep. Hold my beer. But yeah, so we've got TCG Talk, as we mentioned as well. We've got the Techlo Core, which is Matt McGuinness. So Matt McGuinness is going to be playing in this. Carolina's partner. Yeah, so he's a fantastic guy. We got Team Sigil in here. We got Fabritorium back. We got a couple of members of Team Turd, which is my team. I'm not playing.
I was about to say, yeah, Team Turd, getting some representative.
Absolutely.
We've got Team Sigil we've got Shamir, I believe, from Team Sigil.
That's right. Yeah.
Shamir Sami.
Yeah.
You know, I've heard he's had a reasonable amount of success in this game.
Yeah, exactly. And again, it just goes to show like how much people want to play this game despite there being absolutely no prizes up for offer here. Now, that being said, a couple of messages from some more sponsors before we go into what I'm going to say. So let's roll that now. Another awesome sponsor here on The League That Means Nothing for Season 3 is My Metal Cards, who make some fantastic metal card tokens to spice up your battlefield when playing Flesh and Blood. Go and check them out at mymetalcards.etsy.com or Twitter at my_metal_cards. And make sure you use the League That Means Nothing special discount by using Let's Play The League That Means Nothing. Let's Play TLTMN to get 5% off your order and receive one of these special new tokens exclusive to this league and this league only. Go and check them out when you can. That's My Metal Cards. So basically, there is going to be some prizes on the line here. So from My Metal Cards, week 1, 3, and 5 are going to have a $30 coupon attached to it for the winner of a certain game that the sponsor chooses. Now, week 1, the sponsor has chosen Max Nitro versus Olympia as the game to have the the coupon attached to it. So that's funny matchup.
An interesting game.
Yes.
Let's call it that.
So,
not one you will often see on the feature match.
No, exactly, and that's the beauty of the league that means nothing, right? And what a game to have extra stakes added to it as well. So yeah, I just thought that was hilarious. But
that's going to be a fun one to call.
Oh god, yeah. And speaking of the casting, so Ian, you are the main caster for this league. I will try and do my best to hop on with you, but you are the one carrying the flag as you did the whole season last time as well. Because there's going to be a shitload of games I have to edit, so we'll see.
Yeah, we're going to have, as you're going to be a busy boy.
I'm going to be a busy boy, but so are you, and as well in this particular thing. So I appreciate your help.
I am Irish. My national pastime is talking bollocks. I'll be fine.
Yeah. You did a great job last time, and I appreciate you coming back for season 3 and every season that precedes this, because there's going to be more. Let's be honest.
Let's go.
Absolutely.
And I'm just looking here at the spread of players from all over the world now as well.
Oh god, yeah. 54 players, as we mentioned before. There was a cap of 50 originally, but then we started opening it up a little bit. There is quite a lot of players on this list, and I'm looking at the list, and all the audience are looking at this list as well. Quite a few different people playing. So
yeah, we've got Canada, Great Britain, Ireland, New Zealand, the United States, Australia, Spain. Is that Brazil, Venezuela? This
Ecuador,
game and this league is worldwide.
Oh god, yeah. I think VN is Vietnam. I think Poland, Austria.
Wow.
Poland, Austria, what else? There's something else in there that I'm missing as well.
Netherlands,
that's right, yeah. Dutch. Ecuador.
Obviously, we've got Germany.
Yeah. Switzerland.
It's
also,
just going
Pascal's
to be
back.
a monster league.
Yeah. So absolutely loving it, and we got some good hero representation as well on the spreadsheet you would have seen before. So just a couple of shout outs here. So Rob Andrews, I know him. I've known him for absolutely ages. Big MTG player, but has got into the game with Prism and Illusionist in general. So it's good to see Robert play on Prism Awakener of Soul. But actually, it's 2 Prisms, I think, in this league.
Not everyone has good taste. I don't know what to tell you. Illusionists, man.
Yeah. Any other names that sort of pop out to you? I know there's a couple of your friends in here again, but any sort of names pop out?
Yeah, my boy Jamie is back.
Yeah.
Good old Jamie McCabe. Man loves to game. And it's good to see him back. But this time he's back on a different hero. Jamie, very well known for playing Dash in Ireland. Mm-hmm. But he has a skirmish win under his belt on the original Ira in Blitz.
Ah.
And now that Ira Scarlet Revenger is a legal hero, he's bringing Ira to the league and hopefully bringing Ira to the same success he's had before.
Yeah, the funny thing is as well about Ira is that Ira was at one point, obviously you were in the Discord, you were seeing the graphics as they're being updated. Ira at one point was like 3 or 4 people were playing Ira. And then as everybody wanted to change and morph to make the league more of a representation thing, Ira is now only 1. So Jamie is the only Ira player now. So he's going to have to live up to that sort of reputation of being good at Ira.
I mean, we'll see. We'll see how Jamie gets on.
Yeah, that'll be cool though.
Let's see. Who else have we got? We've got Matt McGuinness on Aurora Shooting Star. Mm-hmm. Man after my own heart. Great choice, Matt.
Yeah. He I messaged him on Twitter actually about this, and he said to say something about his choice. Here we go. Here it is.
Yeah.
He said, "Put me down for Aurora. ... Sugar Glider Aurora. This isn't a tier 1 aggro. I promise. This is such a shit post deck." I was like, Sugar Glider Aurora. Never heard of that before. 9 times electrostatic somersault. Make the cards fly back to my hand like a sugar glider. That was his words.
Yeah. Well, I know at some point he's going to have a gun on a flash in Arsenal, pop his lightning greaves, and hit his opponent with the same gun on a flash 5 times.
Oh god, yeah, that's the source. Another funny.
And who else we've got Esser, the judge and cosplayer. Most people will have seen as Brevant.
That's right. Sick costume.
Esser is, limited player, blitz player, taking a real dip into Classic Constructed here on Verdant's Thorn of the Rose. Yeah. So I'm really excited to see how they get on here.
Yeah, that's only one Verdant's as well, I believe, and that's the one played by Esser, which is cool.
Yeah.
Another funny story as well is that Matthew Kenworthy, okay, so he was on new for the longest time, and then everyone was like, "Oh, we need a Teklo," and everyone kept tagging Matt, like saying, "Come on, Matt, you're the Teklo, deliver, give us that Teklo in this league," and he eventually switched to Teklo, right? Because everybody knows him for it.
He did. Through much protesting, he has eventually switched to Teklo. Yeah. He tried to get Shamir to do it for a bit, but Shamir was like,
"No,
I'm in Islamabad, man. I can't get the cards."
No, exactly. Oh, so funny. Shamir, of course, is on Vincent. Absolutely loves Vincent. From what I've heard, and
wait. I hear someone sent him recently a Marvel Nazareth.
That's right. Yeah.
Someone.
Perfect.
And so I can't wait to see that one on camera, so I can take credit for every single win it brings him.
Oh yeah, that's a sick card to see resolve when it comes out. I love those big demons. They really scratch that itch for me.
We've got Andrew Mason, who's been in the league before.
He has indeed.
On Dash.io as well.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be very interesting to see that.
Yep.
And Zach Musson, who I believe was really nervous about joining the league. I think there was some interaction about that on Twitter or Blue Sky, being like, "Oh no, you should. It doesn't matter."
Exactly.
That's the great thing.
Yeah.
And yeah, they just jumped in. I was like, "Yeah, Dorinthia Ironsong it is."
Yeah, that's
love to see it.
Solid hero as well. I love editing and casting and watching Dorinthia games. I think it's. I'm a closet warrior player. I think because I love that mind game, the psychological aspect behind it. So hopefully, warrior will be able to do more things with those mind games that they ultimately have access to with the new cards that come out. So I can't wait. I can't wait to see what the generic warrior support is for maybe classes like heroes like Olympia and Dorinthia, maybe getting some support there as well. So yeah, can't wait to see more Dorinthia. And we had 2 of the Austrian brothers who came on the bike ride in Osaka. So David and Daniel, with Daniel playing the only Kasai. I think he was on. He was on Ira originally, then maybe Viserai, but then he was like, "Oh, okay, we need a Kasai. Let's get Kasai of the Golden Sand in here as well." So thanks Daniel for taking that leap. So that'll be interesting to see.
It might work out, or they might queue into Enigma and Prism and want to go home.
Yeah,
so
that's true. And speaking of Enigma, so Chris Chalk is back. So Chris Chalk made the finals of League Means Nothing Season 2, and also Kenneth is back as well. So both of those players that made the finals are back. But Chris is still on Enigma. Kenneth has chosen to switch to Phi, though, this time round. So maybe just wanting to have
interesting change.
Unga Bunga. Unga Bunga experience.
Because Kenneth was in League One as well, also on Illusionist.
Dromai, yeah.
Was on Dromai.
Yep.
And now he's just decided, well, I might not be an Illusionist, but I'm still Draconic. He definitely just wants to be able to play with new cards when they come out. That's all it is.
This is true, yeah. So again, the Hunted is coming out, in a few months' time. You'll be there in Prague to experience that.
I will,
and that'll be sick to see what Phi can access, because Draconic is a big thing, and obviously he has access to it, and he's a ninja too, of course. So,
of course,
we'll see what happens.
So big Phi support coming.
Yeah.
We even have Andres Sandoval Mendez making a choice and playing Bravo.
Yep. So
finding out accidentally as I don't know if you've released this piece of information.
Yeah.
You won't be seeing any Count Your Blessings in this league.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's true. Maybe that should be mentioned at the top of the show, but there we go. Which will maybe edit it in. But yeah, no Count Your Blessings at all in this tournament. Yeah, that's a...
yes, as you merciful person, you have decided you did not want to make my life entirely miserable.
No. I was thinking of us, Ian. I was thinking, okay, right, Ian has to cast quite a few of these games. I don't want to be putting him through the I play this, I gain life, and I don't want to be editing the 8th Count Your Blessings and having to watch the game for an hour at least. I did not want to do that.
Block 6, gain 6, Arsenal go.
Exactly. Yeah. So I made that decision before this league even started. I was like, I need to ban this card. And LSS had a similar sort of idea on the docket. They banned the blue one, so they did ban it to a certain degree. But for this league, I just think for entertainment and enjoyment purposes that card should go. I appreciate that people might like that style of play, and at the competitive level, there are a lot of decisions and stuff that you have to make to try and combat that style of deck. But yeah, I just didn't think it was appropriate for this kind of league. So that's how we're gonna roll.
I think for a more casual level and a more like an encouragement of playing sort of a very back and forth kind of game.
Yeah,
it really does help.
Yeah.
And also, like I said, it's just going to make my life a little bit easier because, you know, when you have a game that's really dragging out, it's like, whoa.
Yeah.
Well, I'll have to come up with something to say.
Exactly. Yeah, and we had a little bit of that in season 2. There was a monster of a game, which was a feature-length film that you had to cast, which was Riptide Teklo, I believe.
I do recall.
Yeah.
I recall.
It's an hour and a half. You'll never.
I did everything I could. I did everything I could.
You did a great job, regardless.
Yeah, and
but yeah,
trying to have another look. We do in fact have a Kano. We have 2 Asilios, so we've got some wizard representation. That will be a lot of fun.
Yeah. I haven't seen really much CC gameplay at all as far as Asilio is concerned. So I'm very, very interested to see how those decks play out and what they want to do. Because I haven't really seen much of it yet.
Yeah, and 2 Betsy's, very popular.
2 Betsy's, yeah. Pascal coming back on the old faithful Betsy, so that'll be cool.
Yeah, and Aaron Merkel from last league.
Yep.
Pivoting off Bravo onto Betsy.
Yeah, big Guardian fan though, so that makes sense.
No, it's just like the whole spread of heroes, the whole spread of players, everything looks amazing going into this league.
Oh god, yeah, I can't wait to kick it all off. And speaking of kicking it all off, the first matches should start filtering through on the week of the 16th of December. Just for a little bit of insider information, the rounds have already been drawn, so players are at the moment sort of in the process of organising and playing their first round. So that is all going to be televised in a few weeks' time as we barrel towards that. But I think that's pretty much it, really, for the primer for this season. I'm glad that it's sort of got to the stage where it's at, where each league has doubled in size. I think the ethos and the whole message behind the league that means nothing has really resonated with a lot of people, which is nice. And I'm glad that you're along with the ride as well for the majority of the content here, because I think it's an important message to put out, right? Like playing Flesh and Blood for nothing but the enjoyment.
Like, anyone who knows me will know they'll see me at events and I will play for stakes. I want to play in Pro Tours and Callings, but I do it because that's how I want to engage with the game. But I love this game.
Yeah.
At the same time, like in Japan, I got pickup games with you and with Summer and Kiki and anyone who wants to play a game with me. I'll always sit down and play. And that's really what it's all about. Like James White says it himself, it's all about playing great games.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So can't wait for this league to kick off.
Yeah, it's going to be sick, and it's going to be televised during the holiday season as well. So I'm still going to be hard at work, getting these games out during the holiday season for people to enjoy when things might be quiet. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So we'll see you to do it all over again very, very soon here on the channel, here on Going in Gaming, on the League That Means Nothing Season 3. We'll see you soon.
Let's go.
Cheers, folks. Let's go.